Joining us now from the Furniture Bank of Southeastern Michigan is their Executive Director, Robert Doyle, back with us once again on the MegaCast. Robert, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, Tyler, great to be with you again.
Great to have you with us. So we've talked to the Furniture Bank of Southeastern Michigan before. We've talked about this organization. But for those that are either tuning in for the first time or maybe missed that interview or have just never heard of your organization, give us an overview about what your organization does to support families here in Metro Detroit.
Sure. The Furniture Bank has a mission to provide beds and furniture to children and families in need. And that's really simple. This means that kids have warm beds to sleep in instead of having to sleep on a cold floor. This means that a family has a table that they can sit around to share a meal. And they can feel good about the home that they're living in. They can live with stability and dignity. We take furniture donations. That's a huge part of what we do. Is we take in furniture donations, and we have 2 trucks, 3 now, that are on the road 6 days a week, collecting from Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County. And then with the furniture that we get, we take in referrals from a network of 75 health and human service partners, and we're providing these items to families that are in poverty, transitioning from homelessness, working with child protective services, and fleeing crisis or abuse. You were just talking about, the refugee resettlement, and we've seen a real large influx of refugees that we've had to provide furniture for, that and flood victims too. So we're at a point right now, actually, Tyler, and this is one of the reasons why I'm with you today, where we're just not getting enough furniture to keep up with the need in the families that are being referred to us. So I hope that this will give us an opportunity to talk about what we do and hopefully get some more furniture for local folks in need.
Yeah, I just read an article that was associated with your organization that the Furniture Bank of Southeastern Michigan currently are experiencing a 60% year-over-year increase in requests from furniture for local families. When did that surge start to really begin, and what are some of the factors that are behind such a dramatic increase? I mean, that's above 1.5 times what you had been doing before. That's 60%. That's significant.
Absolutely. So again, we've had refugees coming into the country from Afghanistan and other places. We may yet see folks from Ukraine that we would want to help as well. There were a series of floods that displaced a lot of Metro Detroiters. And, even though those happened in the summertime, by the time, they stay in motels for a while and get the resources they need to get back on their feet and into homes, months go by. As a matter of fact, we helped a family, a single mom with 4 kids, get a house full of furniture just in time for Christmas. So her family could, celebrate in a home and not just an empty house. But lastly, and really the largest contributing factor has been, the end of the eviction moratorium, which even though that ended back in September, by the time so many of the court systems have dealt with their backlogs, we're just now seeing just enormous volumes of referrals coming in a manner that, we haven't even hit our busy season yet. And we just don't have enough furniture for the families who are coming in and they need it. And you can donate furniture by calling us at 248-332-1300 or visiting our website at www.furniture-bank.org. And I can assure you, as soon as we get furniture from the Metro Detroit community, who's always been very generous with us, it's going to go right in the homes of a local family who absolutely needs it.
Again, furniture-bank.org is their website, furniture-bank.org, 248-332-1300, 248-332-1300 for more information or to donate your furniture to the organization. So a 60% increase in year-over-year need in furniture. Is that across the board and needs for general furniture for the home, or are there specific needs that are greater that you're finding, that your organization is finding as being that necessity for these families that are in need of this furniture?
Well, I would say one thing. We always need beds, and that is usable, gently used mattresses and box springs. Not all organizations take them, and as soon as we do, we spray them to make sure that they've been sterilized and heaven forbid, don't pose any health risks. Bed bugs is a big thing, and we do spray all of our items to make sure that we don't have any critters on them. But on any given month, we're going to distribute between 80 and 100 dressers. Last year, we provided out about 1,100 dressers to families. Right now, we do not have a single dresser in our warehouse for families who need them. So if you have a dresser in good condition that you're not using, please call us at 248-332-1300 or visit furniture-bank.org to look into donating it, because there are local families that are in desperate need of these items.
We're joined by Robert Doyle, the Executive Director of the Furniture Bank of Southeastern Michigan, on the MegaCast. Again, their phone number, 248-332-1300, 248-332-1300, or visit their website, furniture-bank.org, to learn more information. So you mentioned gently used. And that's kind of a subjective term. It's kind of eye to eye, whatever somebody's definition of gently used is. For your organization, as people are going through some of their furniture, they maybe are ready to get some new furniture and replace the one that they have, or they are just wanting to downsize and get rid of some of the furniture that they have. What should they be doing as they're gauging whether or not this is gently used or this is worthy of donating to an organization such as yours? What should they be doing to do their own checks before they call you, before they go through the whole process and donate furniture that may or may not be usable?
So we're unable to accept, or we're not looking for items that are stained, torn, structurally damaged. I know that we have a dog that likes to jump on our sofa and cuddle with us, and that may not be an appropriate sofa for us to donate to an organization like the Furniture Bank. So we ask that the furniture is in good condition or usable condition. Many of us are blessed, and we're not getting rid of furniture because it's worn out. We just want something that's new or a different color or matches the way we just painted the walls. We ask that furniture is in good repair. And the main reason why we do that is we want the families who are coming to us to feel good about their homes. All the kids who receive beds from the Furniture Bank, and we give out about 800 beds to kids on an annual basis, we buy them new bedding. So they can feel good about the bed that they're sleeping in and get a healthy night's sleep and a healthy start in life, and hopefully do well in school. Most people, when they think of basic needs, Tyler, they think of food, clothing, and shelter. But if you close your eyes for a minute and you imagine what your home would be like without any furniture, and if you were just living in your house or apartment and with nothing more than a floor, ceiling, and walls, you would really appreciate just how difficult, how stressful it would be to live in an environment like that for days, weeks, months, or heaven forbid, years. And that's why we're here, because we want families to feel good about their home, to have a nurturing home that allows them to get gainful employment or obtain gainful employment, and their kids to have a good shot at doing well in school. And if you're living in just an empty shell of a house or an apartment, that's just not possible.
Yeah, I mean, if you really do think about it, you take the time and just put yourself in that experience, even for one night. I mean, I think about when I had first moved into the apartment I'm currently living in, and I had just gone over there to clean some things after move-in day and all of that, move a couple little things into the apartment initially. Ended up being quite a late night. I wasn't going to go back. I had been living with my dad before that, and so I had this chair that my grandparents had given me. It had a couple of cushions on it. I just put those cushions down on the ground, and I slept there for the night. And really, and I didn't really think much about it at the time, but talking to organizations like yours and others that are doing similar things or are talking about similar topics in terms of housing, in terms of basic necessities that we tend to overlook in our communities that tend to be more fortunate or not really even ever thinking about being in these kinds of situations. You put yourself in that scenario and think about that not being one night, that not being a few nights or being a week, that being every day, every week, every night. And then you think about the kids too in these families that are also in that situation. And then they're going to school, the parents are working. You're not in a comfortable bed, you're not in a comfortable situation, even though you got a roof over your head. That affects other areas of your life. And that's all the more reason why it's so important, if you have the means to do so, that you're able to, that you donate your furniture or you try to help people in our communities that are in need of these. So I want to talk through some process with you, Robert. If somebody, an individual or their family, are in a situation where they don't have furniture, they can't afford furniture for their home, and they need help from your organization's services, how can they go about doing that?
Well, if they can call us again in order to come to us, you need a referral. We get referrals from, say, Lighthouse of Oakland County Community Housing Network. Alternatives for Girls is a large referral partner. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is also a human partner. So you get a referral this way. We know that those we're serving have been pre-screened for need, and they're working with human service professionals and social work professionals so they can overcome other barriers and put other supports in place. You know, Tyler, a full 80% of the families we serve on an annual basis have household incomes of about $15,000 to $10,000 a year. And, you know, on average, there's 3 people in the home. And so you can imagine how difficult it is to be able to afford furniture while you're still keeping up on your bills, while you're still trying to put food on the table, you know, while you're still making your rent payment. And that's where, you know, the value of, you know, our program comes in. But, you know, as you pointed out, you know, if you don't have furniture in your home, it's going to be a very difficult, stressful life. You mentioned just one night of having to, you know, sleep on a floor. And, you know, I remember I was speaking to one of the gentlemen that we helped one time, and, you know, he had nothing when he came to us, and he told me that, you know, he had a jacket, and the jacket would alternate between pillow or blanket, you know, depending on how cold his apartment was that night. And, you know, whether or not it would be better served if he put it under his head or if he put it over himself to keep himself warm enough. And, you know, that's just not a quality of life that, you know, we want our neighbors to live in. And again, you know, if this gentleman is going to obtain a job and hold it down, he's going to need a better night's rest than, you know, sleeping on a floor with his jacket as either his pillow or his blanket, depending on the circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. We're joined by Robert Doyle, the Executive Director of the Furniture Bank of Southeastern Michigan, joining us on the MegaCast. Again, their website, furniture-bank.org, furniture-bank.org, and their phone number, 248-332-1300, 248-332-1300. On the other side of that, Robert, if somebody is, or someone or some family is wanting to donate some of their furniture from their home, what is the process of initiating that donation to the Furniture Bank of Southeastern Michigan and then getting that eventually donated? You
just started it perfectly, Tyler. They can call us at 248-332-1300 or visit furniture-bank.org. And then once they call us, we're going to get them an appointment on our schedule. And right now we're scheduling about a week or two out. We have a free pickup service if you're putting your donated furniture on either your porch or in your garage. For the essentials that families need to get, you know, get back on their feet, we'll take any of those items. And those are, you know, mattresses and box springs, dining tables and chair sets, sofas, dressers. As I said, we're in desperate need of dressers and other household basics, end tables, nightstands, coffee tables. You know, we'll take all the basics out of your home for only $50 because we need those for local families who are in a tough way. And at the same time, you know, we also have a furniture removal service for items that these families don't need, but you may not want in your house. For example, a china cabinet. You know, you may not want a china cabinet. If you wanted to donate it to us, we don't have much use for it because the families that we're serving have small homes and apartments, and they don't have china. So, but for $100, we'll take that china cabinet out of the home for you, and we will put it out in a free community area where anybody locally who has a use for it can take it. And the money that we make, that $100 we make taking the china cabinet out of your home, that's going to be used to help families in need. And this way we can collect more of the basics so we can put kids in warm beds at night and make sure that families can live with the stability and dignity that many of us take for granted.
We're joined by Robert Doyle, the Executive Director of the Furniture Bank of Southeastern Michigan, joining us on the MegaCast. Again, to donate, 248-332-1300, or visit their website at furniture-bank.org, and then you can help families in need right here in our community. It could be your neighbors, it could be your coworkers, they could be anybody in the community. Just because it's out of sight, out of mind, doesn't mean it's not happening. These are issues that are plaguing our community here in Michigan and those all across the U.S. and around the world. So any bit that you can help is certainly appreciated. Robert, at this time, what, outside of course, the vast increase in need for furniture donations, what are some other needs for your organization that the community could help with, including possible volunteer opportunities, certainly financial donations?
We have, if folks want to come and maybe help us answer phones, we have some people who come in on a regular basis and they enjoy working with, furniture donors and even the clients that we're serving to schedule appointments for them to come in and take their furniture. So there are volunteer opportunities available. Like many organizations, I mean, we need money to support the work that we do. I think the last time I was on your show, I was here talking about a fundraiser. We don't have any on the calendar until the fall, but that is another area, that the trucks don't put fuel in themselves. And as we've all seen, the price of fuel has spiked considerably in recent days. And, 20-foot box trucks take a lot of fuel, and they take a farthing or two to keep in good repair. So monetary donations are always welcome and needed in order to help 2,000 families every year, which is about what we're helping. We're about 6,000 folks in total. And last year, we distributed about 16,000 items to folks who truly needed them. So, with furniture donations and monetary donations, hopefully this year, we'll see that number go up to 2,500 or even 3,000, because already we're on a much higher pace than we were last year in terms of families needing our assistance.
Robert, thank you so much for joining us.
Tyler, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.